Hey everyone, Kevin here with Victory 4x4. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install our fuel tank skid for a 3rd gen 4Runner. Now the first step is going to be to get this factory fuel tank skid down and out of the way. To do that, there's going to be 2 bolts located here at the back, 1 over here on the side, and then 2 more right at the very front. Those are all going to use a 12mm socket. Then be sure to support the fuel tank skid before removing the final bolt. To begin, we're going to install all our mounting brackets to the frame loosely. After that, we'll grab the skid, slide that up in place, and bolt it to the mounts. For the first mount, you're going to grab the longer of the 2 rear mounts. The smaller diameter slot is going to go up toward the frame, with the larger slot angled in toward the fuel tank. And then you can install one of the provided 8mm flange head bolts to hold that in place. Next, grab the shorter rear mount. This will go in a similar orientation with the small slot again toward the frame, and then the larger slot angled in toward the tank. It'll install right up here just inside of this sway bar link, again using an 8mm flange head bolt. Next, we can move up here on the driver's side toward the front of the tank and install this driver's side mount. It's going to go in place just like this with the smaller slot up toward the frame and install into this factory threaded hole using the provided 8mm bolt. Now, as you can see here, if you're already running our sliders like this vehicle has, you're going to mount this bracket over top of the slider mount. Next, grab your skid and either with the help of a friend, or in this case, a jack to hold it in place, you can slide that up underneath the fuel tank. Pay attention before you get it up to this point to make sure that you've got it oriented the correct way, so that it mates up with those mounts as you lift it into place. Now, as you get it close to its final location, you're going to take the provided 7/16 carriage bolt, slide it through this front mounting hole and up through this front cross member. And then on the top side, use a nut and a washer to loosely bolt that in place, and that'll help support the front of this while you line up these rear mounts. Then as you lift this up into place, just make sure all of the mounts fall inside of the skid like you see here, and then you can begin bolting these in place using the 1/2" button head bolts and serrated flange nuts. Once you have all that hardware tight, you can come up here and tighten this carriage bolt, just making sure that as you work your way around and tighten all your hardware to your brackets and to the skid, that everything's square, looks good, and doesn't have any interference with anything. Once all that hardware is tight, your install is complete. If you guys have any questions about this skid or any other products here at Victory 4x4, feel free to reach out to us. You can email us, info@victory4x4.com, or give us a call, 269-459-8447.